Hey guys, this is Martin again. We are in the cross-site scripting section, and this lab is Reflected DOM XSS. So basically in DOM XSS, you have two components. Number one is something called a source, and the source is usually the user input or untrusted user input, and then you have a sink which passes it to an insecure function. Okay, so in this lab, our goal is to effectively inject JavaScript in order to get a cross-site scripting attack going and a reflected cross-site scripting attack, so it's not being stored. For that matter, we are going to go over to the lab and we simply do a normal search function first and foremost, right? So I'm going to search for Martin. I head over to repeater. I take a look at this, and what I immediately see are two things basically. Number one is this is my search, right? So this is my actual search which I've done. And then you can also see that there is a search result.js. Let me send this over as well. So this is the get function. And then we have the search results.js, which is a JavaScript, which is being loaded. And then we basically have the actual result. So let me send this to repeater as well. So we got those three here. So this is this is the actual search, right? And then I simply get a 200 response on the actual search, and it says like, nah, nothing was found for Martin. So I can see where do I actually see Martin in there. So you can see this. It's not even showing, or it's not even reflected on that page. And that's for the reason because it uses that search result.js JavaScript. And here you can see there is like a JavaScript function. And what's good practice always is like to look for certain keywords, like for example, eval, right? So it's making an Ajax call effectively, and it's taking the variable search results and it passes that in the eval function, and then it's being displayed as the result object. So this is a dangerous function because it's not sanitized. It's basically taking user input and is passing it unchecked to the eval functionality, which is a dangerous function. Okay, so let's head over to the actual search results, which is this one here. And you can see what's happening is I get a JSON, an application JSON response. And the first thing I'm going to try to do is I want to break out of this, right? Like, so if I put double quotes, Martin again, can I break out of this? And I cannot. So you see what happens here, it puts a forward slash and then the double quotes. So it's basically sanitizing this. But I wonder what happens if I would actually say forward slash, like something like this, right? Like, so if I put a forward slash in front of the double quotes, I may be able to bypass that filter and it accepts it. And actually, look, it does. So this is a first good step. And then now instead of saying Martin, I can actually say like alert 0, and then I close the curly bracket. So I break out, or basically I close that JSON function, and then afterwards I put two double slashes, which basically means ignore everything afterwards. So let's try this. And you see we were able to successfully actually break out. And what I'm going to do now is simply I'm loading this in the browser, show response in the browser. I'm not sure if this is going to work because there is actually the JavaScript which has to be invoked. So yeah, this doesn't work on its own. So what I need to do is I actually need to go back to my search bar and then insert this payload manually. And by doing so, I follow the 3 steps. So I have this input, and then it's being passed on to the JavaScript file, and then I get my output result. So let's see how this works, because it needs to be processed by the JavaScript in order to be passed to the eval function, right? So I do this, hit search, and here we go. So my cross-site scripting payload was successfully executed. I hope this makes sense, and I see you in the next video.